We are here today to check out some more cricket.
But should we just call it like Cricket Tuesday or something like that?
Cricket Tuesday.
Cricket Tuesday.
Cricket Tuesday.
It was repeating itself. I was like, didn't we just see that?
It's so true, though.
Okay, well, first of all,
true.
Mitch Johnson, Brett Lee, MS Dhoni. With all that boring stuff out of the way, this is a very important, momentous occasion.
All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Nick here.
Gabe, oh wait, we don't have to do that.
Oh, snap.
Well, see, I always got to put the opposite way when we're doing it on StreamYard or whatever. So I'm like, if he's on that side of the screen, I got to put the other side of the screen. You know, it's hilarious. But we're in the same room. The boys are back for another installment of Cricket Tuesday. Look at that, no lag. No lag. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. You talked about opposite. Remember what Joey said? Opposite is opposite. Still makes no sense unless you know the context behind it.
Oh, man.
Cricket Tuesday, like he said. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode. If you're already excited about it, go and give us that like right now because you know you want to, but you might forget sometimes. Hit that subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. And we are going to look at something a little feisty here. Gabe, what are we looking at?
We are looking at a actual cricket fight. And I feel like a CFA Nation has hit it from us because we've always been told, listen, cricket's a gentleman's game, right? So you got guys bumping into each other. You got guys chirping. You know what I mean? It's a big thing if you sledge. But my man, Rabada, Rabada got suspended for bumping into Smudge, I think, right? It was Smudge he bumped into or whatever.
Someone on the Australian team.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm like, I would like to know what the penalties were for this, and I'm sure Nick's got the good content for us, the good information for us.
Some information for you.
You know, here's the thing, man. In a game of sport, there's always competition, and you know the adrenaline starts pumping. You get, especially as a contact sport, and I don't care whether, it could be cricket, it could be basketball, football, baseball. You know, the blood, the emotions are gonna roll. And here's the thing, Sophie Uncle's will tell you, yo, cricket is a full contact sport.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna bring her into it.
What? I'm telling you, what? Do I gotta roll the clip? Sophie Ecclestone, chin checking people. She looks like a fullback in football. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
You know, I guarantee she went to some kind of finishing school or some kind of proper school or some kind of situation, boarding school, and they told her, you've got to be a lady, you've got to be, you know, formal at all times, unless someone's in your way down the pitch, baby. Then you let them know who you are, Ecclestone.
Oh, man. And you know what? Sophie Ecclestone has actually been out of the Sinister Six for quite a while. People were like, I thought it was Sophie. No. She got replaced by, I think it was Ngidi, and then Ngidi. He got sent after the debacle, the Pollard debacle. Sam Curran.
Oh, yes.
Chris Jordan, you're forgiven. You're off the Sinister Six, okay? Chris Jordan, you're forgiven.
Chris Jordan's like, dude, I've been bowling like 6 months. What's going on here?
What did I do?
So we're going to check out this fight. Jody and I reacted over a year ago to the best cricket fights, and we're still waiting. We're still waiting for a fight in cricket.
Right.
So I hear, Gabe, that this might actually be a fight.
Throwing down?
Or close to. I don't know about throwing down, but, you know, toe-to-toe, nose-to-nose, right? Where you got Drago and you got Rocky right here. I must break you. We'll have to see. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll check this out right
now. Ooh, wear it, cousin. Oh, he's smiling at him.
Knowing what he has to do.
Ambrose, that's a tall guy.
Bro, I was going to say, he's like Jason Holder height.
He might be taller.
He's a big boy. You want no part to that.
Now, full disclosure, I do know some of the background on this. I haven't seen it yet, but I know some of the background, and it's making some sense already.
Steve Waugh giving him a look. Oh! Another bouncer.
Just emphasizing the slow nature of the pitch.
Oh, maybe this is...
Okay.
He's chirping now. He's chirping.
Saying something. Hey, young Steve Waugh.
Say it again. Say it again.
We have a saying, Timmy, just sort of
did you know Steve Waugh is also a photographer?
I did not know Steve Waugh was also a photographer.
Oh.
Is that Brian Lara putting him back? Like, hey, easy, cousin.
He'll use his whole body weight.
These two are.
Look at the jacket.
if there were to throw down, what's that umpire gonna do?
What if Stevens
Honestly, he's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, I don't get paid for this. Ooh, match referee's on his feet. Don't want to get ugly now. Oh, yes! Show him who you are.
As we predicted,
Oh!
Fired up. Well, certainly brought the
Wear it,
test
cousin.
to life.
Notice how Ambrose is coming towards him, and Waugh's holding his ground.
There's certainly a lot of
Ambrose is agitated.
and,
And the fans are loving it.
enjoying this from 150 yards as well.
The announcers just say, "I'm enjoying this from 150 yards as well."
That's the second ball
He got some hops
over the
there.
level of the shoulder. So
Now, you think any of those guys like in the audience like fell asleep? Now they're woken up like, what's going on?
What's going on here?
Ooh, I love it.
Very
The stare
fast
down.
there, that turn.
I'm like, I'm sorry, Mr. Ambrose.
And that's the end of an over which will be written about in all the papers
I
tomorrow.
was gonna say this must be an English umpire because he said, "I'm enjoying it from 150 yards away." No, there's no love lost between the Aussies and the English.
Look at that. 3 wickets and 32 runs is all for Australia.
Ambrose v. Waugh. Foreman v. Tyson.
Great editing from Rubalindo. Forgot to mention that. One of his videos.
He always does a fabulous job.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't want to pick it up.
In his last over, there was that confrontation between the two of them. There's Richardson coming up very quickly.
He's got like a whole foot on him.
Dude, he's huge.
and really
Yeah, he
having
said,
to
"Yeah,
pull
cousin,
out of it.
keep it pushing."
See, that's the classic guy right there, right?
I've never seen that
He doesn't
before.
start pulling away once the guy pulls him. You got me? You got me? Hold me back, man. Hold me back.
West Indies versus Australia, so nice and fiery out there, and don't we just love it? Just a single here for
And
Waugh.
that goes for a few runs
Of course,
there.
there was the incident in Brisbane when the West Indies were there, 92-93, when a decision against Mark Taylor very early on in the first test was given not out by the umpire, and Richardson did have to.
So they're talking about an incident in Brisbane. I'm assuming you're gonna give some context on that later.
I don't know if I have the information on that one, but we can look it up.
It's only just out of reach.
Oh, oh it's just out of reach.
That was a good piece of hitting there.
Ambrose
Yeah,
comes
but look at
down
all those
again,
guys over there. The slip.
smiling, which is a variation on an established
He
thing
did that
for
in
him.
self-defense.
Absolutely.
Well, I think Ambrose is smiling because he's happy with the way he's bowling. He certainly is bowling very well. Look at that
He's
delivery
bowling
ball.
masterfully. Oh,
Hitting the
man.
seam and deviating off the seam.
That is some nice batting, though, not to get just a little edge on that right to the slip. To push that. Oh.
This time inside it.
he's waiting for this. Oh,
Normally
said
it's
something.
Courtney Walsh's eyes that do the talking. But Ambrose's eyes are doing plenty of talking today as well.
Look at this ball here from Curly Ambrose. He bounces very well, passes.
see how high that comes from with his wingspan?
Of Steve Waugh, but by the time
It's got to be like 10 feet in the air it comes down.
Now I know that there's no wides in Test, Nick. However,
pretty close to the batsman.
I don't understand the defense of them jumping up in the air. You know, it's not gonna hit the wicket if it's high. Why aren't you ducking,
Behind
cousin?
that for one
That is a-
unsettling moment.
Answer that for us,
He's
please. That's a
unsure
great
where it
question.
was.
You know who defends like that and it drives me crazy?
Siraj?
No. Lord Siraj. Lord Siraj.
He didn't really force it away from himself off the bat.
Oh, the keeper from the West Indies. I'm losing my train of thought right now. It drives me crazy. The Test keeper.
De Silva? No.
Not the Silva.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He was the wicket keeper
Through him.
Yeah, he
when
can't
we
handle
first
those.
started watching it.
He can't handle those bouncers, man.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dorwich, Shane Dorwich.
Yeah.
Few more words being passed, but I think those words were much better words passed. I think Steve Waugh said to Colonel
Ooh,
Ambrose,
he's
they're well
getting
bowled.
brutalized.
Ooh, somebody call 911. My man's getting assaulted out there.
More curt
What if they have a thing in their
points
contract? If I
to
get more than 6 bruises in one match, I get an extra $100,000. Diet Coke sponsor. Waugh sticking in there, though. I mean, he's just...
He's taking like a man, bro. Scoring runs,
He
taking
can't
like a
get the
man.
runs he wants, but he's sticking it in there. All right, so I lied.
You lied to me, Nick.
I lied because I read a little bit of description about this. And that wasn't exactly what we saw. It was just a steroid and pulling. I thought there was more. I thought that was the first round. I thought there was more. Now, of course, right? The legends in cricket podcasting, great cricketer, they have more information for us.
Ooh, let me get it.
So Curtly Ambrose went on their podcast, I think recently. This is from a website, Wisden India. And when was this posted? I don't know for sure. But it doesn't have a date. There we go. October 30th, 20. So a year ago. So he went on their podcast. And he was talking about how in the first innings, he ended up getting like 60, but he should have got 150. Because the ball wasn't going the way Waugh wanted to. It was very, very tough.
Right.
And I think he said like a really green pitch or something like that.
Right.
And so he was frustrated about that. So this is Ambrose speaking. One of my teammates told me as I was walking back because I give him a stare, and then I go back to my mark. One of the teammates told me Steve Waugh said to F off. F off, get back to your mark. Ooh. Or something along those lines. But I honestly didn't hear him. It was only after the interview that Ambrose's anger bubbled over. After the break, I bowled at him again, and he kept missing. So as I followed through, something snapped in me. He started thinking about it. So I asked him the question, did you swear at me? And he said, yes. Or no, he didn't say yes, he didn't say no. He just said, I can say whatever I want to say.
Ooh.
And that to me was a yes.
Ooh.
And so all hell broke loose. So I thought there was going to be an actual fight. Cricket, what are you doing to us? This is the best you have. We want to see this. We want to see that.
Nick, I'm afraid that we're never going to see an actual cricket fight. And I'm actually starting to believe that, gratuitous violence is just an American thing, man. I'm just honest.
Hey, and Mirzapur too.
You know what I mean? I didn't mean some Gabe got thrown day up in here, bro. When I heard cricket fight, I thought they were finally gonna throw down. Literally, all right, like.
I promise I couldn't deliver. Everyone, I apologize.
Listen, if you guys got an actual cricket fight for us, let us know in the comments. Well, I'm talking about guys throwing down, boom, throwing blows, whole lot, cousin. Like, the only thing I can think of is the fight between, and it happened off the field, between Quentin de Kock and Warner when some not nice things were said about someone else's wife. And listen, that's no questions asked. We gonna bang out because that's not cricketing. That's the listen. I'm gonna come see you. Period. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. That's just you crossing the line right there. But it's amazing, Nick, because to sit there and get beat up. All right. I've been hit with about an 80-mile-an-hour fastball. That's the fastest thing I've been hit with. All right, these guys are clocking MLB speed. Yeah, Trey hits me, bro, and it hurts.
You're grounded.
It hurts. And I mean, I used to catch him or whatever. I don't even catch him anymore. Once he going above 80, it's nasty, bro. And to get repeatedly hit and have the composure. I'm a West Indies fan. I got to tell you, the composure that Steve Waugh showed to not charge him and not like, he was just a smile on his face like, yo, this guy got some heart, bro. This guy has some heart because I know he went home with all kinds of welts on him, bro. He must have looked like he needed a number 2, like an abused women's shelter or something. Like, hello, I was just been assaulted, 911. Like that's literally an assault that took place there, bro. Unbelievable.
Well, the crazy thing, and what I was saying is like, okay, that makes sense. When he first goes down, before any words or anything are said, Ambrose, he goes into his run up. He starts to slow down, but then he stays there and he stares. Almost like he's saying, not to Waugh, but he's like, oh man, that was close. And like, I don't know, maybe he is trying to intimidate Waugh. But I can see Waugh being frustrated with getting beat up, getting frustrated not being able to score as high as he wants to, and to say, go back to your mark. Because he's just frustrated that he's just sitting there staring at him, right? It's kind of like the unspoken rule.
Right.
And then Ambrose did it again.
Right.
And then we started to see him talking there. I'm not going to say either side is justified, but I get it. But then for what, I don't know why it hit Ambrose later on. Maybe someone told him at the break, and then you know how it is with your pride. Like you think about, like, no one's going to talk to me that way.
Right.
And he kept thinking about it. And he was just waiting for Waugh to make any kind of suggestion that he's frustrated.
Right.
What'd you say to me? I mean, that kind of situation.
They mentioned Courtney Walsh, right? Now, Courtney Walsh, he's like a West Indies great, right? He holds the record, red or white ball, bro, for most wickets. I mean, the guy's a savage, you know what I mean? And this is right on the heels, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
This is right after the Four Horsemen. So the West Indies still had that kind of chip on their shoulder of Callisto. Yeah. Callisto, who you talking to, cousin? That's basically you calling us soft, right? I'm going to show you soft. So I think that's more what it is, that at that time it was intimidating, like, or West Indies showing everyone in the cricket of the world, like, we're not no joke. You better take it seriously. So I think that's part of what it was. And again, from Courtney Walsh to the Four Horsemen, those guys all had that demeanor where out here, win or lose, you're going to respect me as a man, period, first. And I think that's really part of what that was. With that being said, Nick, I in baseball, you get hit once, a guy will look at you. You get hit twice, and they're charging them out. And you've seen it happen year after year. I remember your Padres, one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Zach Greinke, great pitcher, right? Hits a guy named
Carlos Quentin.
Carlos Quentin is football size, bro. He's like 250, easy yoked. And he hits him. This is the first and foremost. He hits him. He sees him charging. First thing he does is throw a glove at him. What's the glove gonna do? That glove ain't doing nothing.
But then he stands there and he does like a
running
back, getting that impact.
He lowers his shoulder and then Quentin DeCock runs into him, dislocates his shoulder or breaks his collarbone or whatever.
For either the whole year or for most of the year.
And in baseball, there is a price to pay for hitting somebody. Just like if I pimp a home run, I'm going to get hit. There's those unspoken rules. And as I just answered my own question, I was going to be like, there's no price to pay in cricket for hitting somebody as a bowler because ultimately, right, it's a gentleman's game. And again, if you guys can find me an actual cricket, guys, I will give you the biggest shout out because I have yet to find. We've looked for them.
Gotta have it.
You know what I mean? But there is, Nick. Look at what happened to Jimmy Anderson. Okay, there is a price to pay in cricket. Okay, you want to beat us up? No problem, Ambrose. You'll be on the strike eventually. You'll be on the strike. And when you are, look at what Boomer did to Jimmy Anderson. He was intentionally bowling wide. It's like, bowling no wolves and wide. It's like, no. Get him on the strike one more. Give me one more. And let Jimmy have it, bro. Jimmy was just like, can I just give my wicket up? I'm getting beat up out here.
And it was an effective strategy.
You know what I'm saying? Beat them up. So there is a price to pay, and I think that's how you, that's the checks and balances. Like, as a bowler, I can go out there and beat you up. I could go Archer and Archer on you and put you in a concussion protocol, a.k.a. we call that the smudge. You know what I'm saying? The smiling smudge. Wasn't he smiling? That was the funniest thing, too. He got hit. He's just smiling. I said, oh, no, he's out of it. Go get a coach. Go get him. Because his face was all red. You can tell he had a concussion. He's on the ground smiling. We call it the smiling smudge. That's what a concussion is. He still ain't been right after that. But, Archer, you will be on the strike. All right? And there's a guy named Paddy Cummins. There's a whole bunch of guys in Australia that can light you up like a Christmas tree. So there is that sense of retribution. My question to you, though, Nick, is you're more into Footy Friday than I. And I just corrected myself. It's not an American thing. Because Australians...
Oh, wow.
I corrected myself. Yeah. Australians, bro. Some of your videos, I'm at work like this. Oh, my gosh, dude. Dumping. And they're like, no flag on that? No. Let them play. Play on.
The referees, they like get into like a Barca lounger or something like this. Will someone let me know when they're done so I can get back to my job? But these guys are smart, man. They're always tugging on the jersey. And it's a lot of fun. And a lot of people say, oh, doesn't it happen too much in AFL? You're just showing a few. The last video we reacted to was of 2021.
It doesn't happen only every other match. What are you kidding me? It doesn't happen only every third match. What are you kidding me? I was watching one, bro,
competition, man,
where literally the guy lifted him off his feet. It looked like a wrestling move, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, how's that legal? The only referees and umpires I respect in all sports are rugby umpires because they're putting themselves in harm's way as well.
Oh, they want to bat.
And they let them play. Let them play. I didn't see anything. You didn't see anything.
They want to get in that scrum, those umpires for rugby. They're not afraid. To put this story to bed, they were also asked Ambrose, what happened in the aftermath? He's like, honestly, I talked to Steve Waugh a few times. It never came up again. It was never a big deal. The media made this huge deal. I was frustrated. He was frustrated. We both swore at each other, and that was it. I've talked to him a few times, never once mentioned it. We've gotten along just fine. So, it's interesting. I'm so mad at myself. I didn't watch the video because I wanted to react to it, but I'm so mad at myself I didn't watch the video beforehand because I promised the man some carnage. Venom 2 just came out. We haven't seen it yet, but the carnage, there has to be some. Let us know in the comment section. Give us the links of what we're looking for. Give us the goods, and maybe we'll react to it on CFA. And like Gabe said, give you a huge shout out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
That's 6 runs.